Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, the most famous Dungeons & Dragons character in all of Dungeons & Dragons history, Drizzt Do'Urden, and whether the Magic the Gathering Adventures in Forgotten Realms card that converts him from Dungeons & Dragons to a playable Dungeons & Dragons character to a playable Magic the Gathering character, whether that conversion is correct, whether Magic the Gathering did a good job converting Drizzt Do'Urden into a Magic the Gathering card. Let's jump right in. All right. So first of all, what was the conversion? I'll tell it to you. Okay. So Drizzt Do'Urden, Forgotten Realms Drow, okay, was converted in the following way. His card is he is a legendary creature. Okay, so he's not a planeswalker. I think that's fine. That makes total sense. Making him legendary, 100% correct. Okay, creature, that is correct. I know you're like, well, he's kind of a humanoid, right? You know, but there isn't humanoid type in Magic the Gathering, so that's close enough, no problem. Because the card types in Magic the Gathering are instants, and then basically instants, equipment, enchantment, creature. That's pretty much, and land. There's land types. So of those types of cards, creature is absolutely correct. There's also planeswalker. So basically, he is a dual color character. This is very, very interesting. Actually, Drizzt Do'Urden is a ranger. Okay, and by the way, on the card he is elf ranger. Okay, now actually the elf part is technically incorrect. He's a drow, right? So they could have been more specific and said drow ranger. I think I know why they were leaving the word drow off of Drizzt Do'Urden and just calling him an elf. Close enough. I think it's a little bit of a misstep. I think drow would have been more accurate. But elf is still, it covers it, right? So it's a little bit of a misstep, but not, no points taken, I would say, right? Ranger is 100% correct. Ranger is a very accurate description of what Drizzt Do'Urden is, right? So he's a legendary creature, elf ranger, right? So at this point, those are his types. Oh, this is important. So he is dual color. Okay, so he is he's technically a gold card. A gold card is any card that has more than one color aligned to it. Right. Basically, its converted mana cost has one or more specific colored mana. And so Drizzt Do'Urden requires 1 green, 1 white. Okay, and then he requires 3 of any color. Now, this is very important, okay? This is a very good this is a very good casting cost price for Drizzt Do'Urden. If he had been 6 or 7, he would have been unplayable, okay? Because I'll tell you right now, in a Magic the Gathering, in my opinion, in any type of competition, anything that costs 6 or 7 is almost always completely unusable. It's in the game for no other reason than fun and like the youngest players to just like kind of ball out and like be like, I'll play this on the 8th turn, or like like whatever. Yeah. So anything that is over 5 casting costs generally doesn't get played. Okay, so it's a really big deal that his casting cost is 5 because that makes him competitive. He can be used in competitive play because functionally, you can use it whatever you want in competitive play, but functionally, most cards of 6 or 7 casting cost or higher are almost never played. It's very, very rare. Or there's all kinds of shenanigans that has to happen. There could be circumstances where you will see those plays, but there's all kinds of shenanigans that has to happen to make it worth your while. And literally half your deck is doing no more than getting this massive card onto the table. So it's really important that he was 5. Honestly, I think it would have been a little better if he was 4, right? 1 white, 1 green, and 2 uncolored. But that might have, that would have gotten into the broken territory. Now, honestly, here's the weird thing. Like, maybe Drizzt Do'Urden should have been broken, because he's definitely broken in Dungeons & Dragons. There's been a lot of talk that Drizzt Do'Urden is not actually a functioning Dungeons & Dragons character, and that what he really is a munchkin, which that's its own conversation. but 5 is good. It's not the best. I actually think he should have been 4, but 5 is okay. Okay, so actually, that is the discussion of just his character types and just his casting cost. And I'll handle actually all of his descriptive text in a separate video, which you'll get very soon. But I think this is an incredibly important card, and so far everything we've talked about is spot on, with just the exception of him being called an elf rather than a drow, right? Which I do think they should have called him a drow, but he's an elf. Okay, I see where we're at. So with all that said, I think so far, with just the section we've talked about, Drizzt Do'Urden has been converted well. Okay, if you just talk about his card type and his casting cost, I think he has been converted well. What do you think? Do you think he's too high? Do you agree that Drow should have been the real type? Do you think Ranger is correct when you say exactly what Drizzt Do'Urden is? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.